Check it out, look at these hands. That's exactly why we work on 5th scale. Finally! Come on in! Everett, I got my buddy in here. He's taken apart RC's, this scale at least, more than I have. How many times?
Several.
2. That's 2, so it's more experience. No, I'm just kidding. This is the Losi. You guys know that we're doing the build video of the Losi. Tech from the forums, T-E-K, if you've run into him or not. And thank God I have a little bit of a reprieve in here, a helper. Hey, cheers to everybody that's out there. Pop or beer, whatever your choice is. Basically doing some garage work. Part 2 of the Losi 5T rebuild, the kind of renovation, or it's not a renovation, it's a
rebuild.
I've beat the piss out of it, haven't I? We all know I have. So we're going to get in, we're going to have a closer look at what's going on today. No parts are being installed. In fact, what we're going to do is do a teardown of the restoration. I think that's the word I was looking for. The restoration, because this is rusty, gritty, dirty, gross, and it's really time to tear into it. So the body pins are already off. Don't worry, I'll be using multiple cameras today to kind of show you what's in here. We're using the RC stand. By the way, cracking the beat on camera with the new RC bottle opener. I'm just teasing you. A little bit of fun swag that we got for using this stand here. We got the truck down a little bit lower so you can see this guy beside me is actually about 10 feet tall. So I had to have it back here, right? And so we'll get in there, we'll get our hands dirty a little bit. You gonna help me out today?
We're doing it.
Good. So I might as well jump in and I'll just ask you straight off the bat, if nobody else has seen a teardown of this before, where would you start? Like, I haven't done it. Where would you tell everybody to start in here?
Well, one of my favorite things to do is get the motor out of the way. Get a nice little empty section in the chassis going. Lightens up the truck a bit. It's my favorite part to start on when I'm removing anything to start a rebuild, restoration.
Too much head. Sorry. That's what she said.
Remove the engine! Large! Now I'm doing it.
Remove the engine. Okay, that's good. And I guess we got to do that by getting underneath. Okay, I sit down. There's screws underneath.
Yeah, we got to get underneath.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to show you underneath the Losi plate on this RC stand. The reason why, handy dandy camera for a second shot here, is you can actually see where all the holes have been machined out in the plate to give easy access to the screws underneath. Easy access to the screw holes. You're welcome. We'll just have a quick look here. Okay, I see a bit in hand. You ready to go with that?
Let's do it.
Yeah, they all line up pretty easy there, hey?
One of the really nice things about the Losi 5T is it's only 6 screws to take the motor out. 4 on the bottom and 2 on the pinion cover.
Okay, nice. It's only 6 screws. Very nice. Beauty. Okay, so I see that you've removed the screws and it actually has like engine mounting plates there. Is that what that is?
Inserts.
Oh, no, it's a screw insert. Yeah,
screw
I see
insert,
that.
yeah. Depending on the size of your pinions, the size of the insert you're going to have in here.
Nice. I like how it fell onto the tool tray. Nice and easy to keep it there. Right on. And just in case you guys are wondering, always nearby, right? When you're working with flammable stuff, especially if you're in your garage. Outside, not so bad, but inside, make sure that you got a fire extinguisher when you're working with this. This equals this, right?
Couldn't agree more.
If you're being responsible. It's tight. There you go. So you're removing the throttle linkage?
Removing the throttle linkage to set the motor free.
Good, good, good. Okay. And the, yeah, right there. Make sure no gas pisses out of there. There, good. Yeah, I'll hold it for you. There you go. Nice. Oh, right. Okay, killer RC switch in there. That's a Killswitch, everyone. I installed that. It's from Killer RC. This is a remote switch. The wire for the switch is so if this actually goes out of range, it will kill the motor. Yeah, we don't need this. We got a new one on the way.
RPM heat sensor there.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly what that is. Yeah, RPM heat sensor. Perfect. Look how much dirt crap is under there. I wonder how much is in the engine itself. Good job.
Nothing like some rocks on your chassis.
Nice.
Motor set free.
So using the little portable camera, tech showed me, you spin that drive shaft a little bit. See the wobble in it? So I have done some damage. So when I was doing the 25-foot jumps, I didn't realize it, but I had cracked one. This isn't a stock chassis. This is the Losi Upgrade, both front and back. I have already done the upgrades to this before I even wanted to do this whole series. So when I was doing the jumps, the front impact, bam, like that, actually sent a shock through it. I'll do that again one more time. Yeah, look at it. It's like a bad pool stick, hey? So it's not as derogatory or bad for the machine, but it's definitely not something I like. So I'll have to look into doing, getting some sort of upgrade for the drive shaft there, I think, hey? I'd like to know who actually does it. I'm not quite sure yet, though.
I think Losi's the only one currently putting those out.
Yeah, they're nice, though. So one of the things that I was thinking about doing is as we take the pieces out, you guys don't have to see it, but I actually got a bucket of warm soapy water, yeah, just so I can be dropping this stuff in. The other thing I got down here for bearings, of course, just an old bowl, a toothbrush, because I got a lot of dirty stuff in the chassis around the linkages. I did use some white lithium grease to keep all the ball joints moving. So I'm gonna have to get in there. It actually makes a pretty gross white film on there. That's totally what she said, but I'm going to be dropping all the bearings into a bowl of oil. This is just some simple 2-cycle motor oil. I'd like to keep the bearings well lubricated, even though I've got a set from Team Fast Eddie. I do have a bearing set that I ordered in. We'll probably swap out the bearings when I'm doing this, but if I wanted to be like budget friendly about this, into the motor oil, let it soak overnight, and back in they'd go, right? So I noticed we have some tools that we came prepared with. Everybody's always asked me about this little fella, even though it's a small drill. Yeah, Black & Decker. What kind's yours?
Got the DeWalt here, 12 volt.
12 volt, nice one, hey? So nice to have for these kind of bits. Check these out. We got these at DDM. These are the different ball drivers, hex drivers for the Losi 5. Don't they make these for Bajas as well? Or
Same set.
Universal. Same set.
Universal.
So at DDM, which is, what is it, DDM.com or... I don't even remember. It's Dave's Discount Motors.
Yeah, Google it.
Yeah, Google it. It's in there. They got a whole bunch of 5th scale stuff. I got myself some channel locks, large and small, just kind of getting ready for whatever we needed. I couldn't even find my wheel wrench, so with those the nuts on the end there, I actually just went and loosened them up with the channel locks. It was pretty simple. I keep covering
I thought you used your fingers.
I did, man. I did. I did. Can't shut it off. Feel kind of woozy. Put the lid on the tank. I feel awesome. Yeah. So we're gonna rip it out. Might as well get the camera in there. You can see the removal of the gas tank. It's like a ceremony. I like the light on the end of the drill. It's a nice light, man. Beauty. Over here.
Well, this is what the ball joint one's good for.
Good. Okay, so it's on an angle?
Just a very slight.
Yeah. So a ball driver.
Let's see if I got one.
See that?
Oh.
That one's a little too big.
Scratch that. We will not be doing that.
It's like I have a dirt factory under the engine there. It's full. No ball driver?
No ball driver.
You got it though. Oop, there we go. I'm gonna have to get one of those DeWalts, man. That light is nice. Good job. The Axis RC stand is doing its job. It's nice and firm, not moving around. Lets you put a little bit of torque into there. Is it stuck underneath? No?
No, got another one here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see it right behind. Nice job. We'll get that out. Beauty.
Maybe we should just take the whole mount out. We could do from the bottom, the mount. Just take the whole thing with us.
Okay. Now the screws, what are we doing with these?
I put them with everything that I take out. That's what I like to keep it together.
Sure,
so
I like that idea. Yeah, good idea. Okay, we'll remove the plate. Give you an up-close look at the chassis plate with the gas tank gone as well. Starting to strip her down. We actually removed the whole gas tank mount. Like here's this one, we'll probably take that out as well. One of my friends actually said to me, Chris from Hemi-Storm, he said if you have plastic bits that you want to clean, throw them in the dishwasher. Of all places, he said they'll come out perfectly clean. Yeah. So good. What do you think the next step is for us here?
Let's say servos, radio trays, continue clearing out the middle section here.
Okay, good. So on to the stuff that most of us are intimidated by. Dun dun dun.
Here you can see Medic's awesome.
You want to see that? You guys want to see my tape job up close?
This needs a
up close look?
Up close and personal.
Will show me showing you guys. Yeah, have a peek at this right in here. This is a Medic special Gorilla Tape. Yeah, a nice little. I had it stuck under here so it wasn't really getting in the way, which is complete bullshit. And here, look at this niceness. Oh, Medic takes good care of his trucks. Hey, it worked when I was out in the field. Hey, this is when we were doing the 25-foot jumps. I needed to get that all cleared up because I lost the
It's called cover. Used, not a shelf queen.
It's used, man. That's exactly it. You know, I was thinking about switching to a Futaba. I think I'm actually going to use the 4PK instead of the Spectrum system on this. Do you want to see it? I got one over here. Piece of cake. Blammo. This wrap was actually done for me by Crawler Concepts. Do I still have it on here? Yeah. Crawler Concepts did a 4PK wrap for me with my old logo on there for RCSparks. All the longtime viewers will recognize that. But I only use this for my competition rock crawler. So I think it's about time we used it for something else. And with all the lighting and stuff that's going to happen in here, we're going to have some magnetic forces. And I tell you that the 4PK is pretty good at handling that stuff. So we're going to
4-channel receiver really helps out in that aspect too, especially when you're running kill switches and lights.
Yeah, lots of switches, hey, like the 3rd channel on my DX3R. It can be done from what I understand, but it'll be easier on something like this. Oh, that'll do. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it got done right. And it will be. Damn nice to have the help back here, I'll tell you that much. Way quicker of a job. We wanted to get it done in one video for you, so we'll see if we can actually do it. But I think so. Looks like we're going to be able to go front to back, and then we'll have a nice flat chassis tray, nice and open and clean and ready to go for the installs. One of the things that Tech mentioned to me was when you're taking off the nuts and bolts, just like we do with most RCs, like I'll normally lay them out as I'm going just to keep everything safe. I did put a drop cloth down here to lay out all the parts that we're taking off, but he's also saying to make sure to, like for example on the back shocks here, where I'm taking off a nut and the bolt, there's no reason why I can't just thread it back onto the existing bolt so I don't actually lose it, right? Because there's going to be a ton of nuts and bolts, so you want to make sure that everything goes back in the right spot. I know you guys know that already, I'm just mentioning it. I love the smell of gasoline.
Got a pair of side cutters somewhere here?
I do, actually, I do. So we're moving on. We got to get rid of these servos, and they're getting kind of tough. We figured we'd say we needed to plan this out more so you guys aren't like, what are they doing? Or just thinking that we don't really have a plan, but I don't really have a plan. Like I said, he's only done this a few times. I've done it, none. So you're getting a real-time look at what we're doing here, right? So I'll get you in closer with the camera. These stock servos are dead, hey? So there's no reason really to hold on to them. So what tool are you using to get them out? Excellent, the cutters. Let's do this. People will be upset we're not giving it to them, but these are basically dead servos anyway. So toss it over there, I don't care. Woo! Gingers have no souls!
Either do stock servos.
Apparently not. Just go ahead and slice all that out of there. We'll be using the new receiver anyway. So we'll just take out the servos, get them gone. Still loving that drill light. Pretty good. 1, 2, 3. We'll get them out of there. So I guess I should just start ripping. I got some tape holding on my bumper here. That's good. Gorilla tape, some of the best tape out there. I'd say even better than duct tape in some ways. It is like glue though. Be careful what you put it on.
There we go. There we go.
More tape holding my bumper on. That was from the big jumping video. Look at that. Just didn't even bow wow. Looks like it's happy to see me. Ah. Yeah, so I got a whole new replacement front section for this, so we can just basically toss this. As far as I know, I got some lights from Killer RC on the way. So I'll rip this out. Which one is it? Bigger one? Nope, larger. Oh, you got her. That looks too small. This one?
Yep.
Yep. Feel like I'm working for the city here. You're doing a good job, bro. Good job.
Oh, too big.
The channel lock. There's a small channel lock right here. Doctor?
Let's do it.
Doctor? Yep, perfecto. I heard there's some carbon graphite shock towers. Have you seen them?
I've seen them. Yep.
And any opinion on them? Have you used them?
I have not personally used them. They're getting pretty popular.
I heard they are.
They look nice.
Do you know who makes them?
GFR makes a set.
I have not seen them yet. I think I saw them on DDM, but I don't think I saw them for sale. I saw them somewhere, but they look cool at least. I feel like a dentist. Are these metric bits?
Metric.
Are they?
Yep.
Good. Somebody actually asked me that before.
The old Killer RC Killswitch.
Yeah, important, man. I think it's. Do you run yours with or without?
I don't run without.
So it's important to use it. Safety factor, hey? These things are 40 pounds when they're stock, right? They say, a lot of people say that the stock engine's too slow. And they forget that this is a huge monster. If you're a kid and you're running one of these and you hit someone,
that stock engine is not too slow. You can cause some serious damage.
You're going to break the leg off at the knee.
Just even running into a car in a parking lot or something.
Yeah, big.
There'd be a lot of destruction.
Yeah, yeah. But we are putting a faster motor in, aren't we? With the Killer RC switch, because for me too, that's the first thing I did when I got it. And I think they're about, I don't even want to speculate on prices. KillerRC.com, I think, is the site. I've got a new one on the way anyway. My buddy Kent runs that place. Got lots of stuff for the Losi 5. I'm looking forward to the light controller that we have. We're going to do a lighting system in this by the time we're done. So, should be a lot of fun. We'll see how it goes. Keep up the good work there, Tech. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Woo! This is tough work for me. What do you think of the access stand here?
Work of art.
Can I show you something?
Truly is.
Something I didn't cover in the last one, only because I'm still learning about it. This, if I wanted to, this whole stand, this top tray, check this out, actually turns on 45-degree angles. So if I was doing the show with you, and maybe we'll keep it like this for a while.
Yeah, it's a good angle.
I like it. Good angle. I like that. One of the features. We can also pull this U-bolt out from under here and have the truck spinning all the time, like on the top. Let's do it. Might as well show it off while we're here. Okay, so if you didn't see the last episode, I got this like safety U-bolt here. Just kind of fits through the pin like that. And then you can freely spin the truck. We might as well leave that out. Oh, well. See, Loxydon, you brought up a good point. It's nice to have it spin around because then we can do this with it. Or at the same time, when you're having to work, right? Sometimes it's good to have it locked in so you can actually add a little bit of torque to it. So we'll pop that back in there, I guess. Just wanted to show that off. That's a pretty cool feature. What do you think of the quality of this thing?
It's, in person, it's unbelievable. It truly is.
Yeah, it's something.
I wish you could. It's just work of art.
Yeah, he does a good job. People are saying it's expensive. It is. I don't want to say prices again. It's worth it though. It's like if I was going to get a snap-on shelving unit, which is what all my RCs are on, it's the same amount of money anyway. Like, this is awesome. So anyway, let's keep going. Okay, so one of the things he's pointing out to me, and he was just saying, is that on the front, it's kind of had a warped bolt. Like the head for the hex driver is actually a little bit warped. So I'm going to show you what I mean down here. You can see this hole. Well, come on, focus, focus, focus. Not one. There we go. This hole on this side is actually, we can't get the driver in there. It's actually bent in a little bit, so we're probably going to have to hammer this out. if we can do that. Here's this. I got a small hammer. Yeah, good luck. Hammer it! Is it in?
She's in there.
Good. Yeah, good. Hopefully it just doesn't strip it like that. I don't think so, though. Yeah. Piece of cake. Cakewalk.
Only one side's reverse threaded on each side. It's opposite corners.
Ah.
So they don't back out.
Okay. Same thing. So on the back of the truck, it's like you were saying, it's a reverse thread, right? So you got to turn it going right to loosen it off. It's not an easy task to wrench on these things. That's the fun of it, I think. I'll also drop this down in front of you guys like that. We got this attachment. We'll be doing a new steering arm assembly anyway, the upgrade. Just back this off. And you know, one of the things about doing a teardown like this, I didn't know anything about this truck. By the time we get to the end of the teardown, at least I'll be familiar with it front to back, how it kind of comes apart, how you put it back together will be the next challenge. But once you've taken it apart, putting it back together, then going out to the field and learning what's broken right away, it's a little easier to troubleshoot, right? There we go. Full of dirt. Hey, a lot of these screws, the heads are full of gunk and stuff from smashing it in. Be patient. You can clear it out, get it going. Nice. There, nice and clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to undo all of the hub carriers here. We'll get them all laid out so I can take the dog bones out. Then to move things kind of along, we'll face this forward and we'll rip into the diff and kind of get one section taken apart. Then you'll get an idea of how to do the back as well. For those that are following along, learning how to do this technically, you know my show's not overly technical, but just wrenching and figuring out how to do this stuff is half the fun for me, at least. I think one of my kingpins is bent, unless that's part of the design. I doubt it though. Kingpins are usually pretty straight. I might have to replace a pin up here. I was just watching everything turn, you know, everything the way it functions. It's actually pretty cool, and Tech was letting me know that inside the center diff, you take it apart and you have a look at that. You're greasing it, redoing it, seeing if any of the teeth are broken. Pretty cool when you look at the engineering that goes into one of these things.
Yeah, I personally find it pretty interesting when you open up the diff and start playing with it, having a look at how the gears move and how the whole thing works.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of diff oil do you use? Like a weight?
The weight, it depends on your setup of what you're doing, you know. If you're,
it is important.
I mean, it's all about different things you're doing, you know. If heavy racing, bashing, jumping, oval racing, all different setups for different feel of the truck, you know.
The weight of the oil, plus I also have to remember that it's winter time coming. So even though I may have a stronger engine, we got a better flow through and everything's quite quick, it's going to be cold outside. So that's always going to affect the thickness of your oil. Is it the higher the number, the thicker the weight?
Yes, yeah.
So like 1,000 weight is way up there, yeah?
No, 1,000 weight pretty runny actually.
It is?
Yeah, I would say like a 30,000 you're starting to get pretty thick, which is something you could put in the center diff.
Okay. Good, and that will help reduce torque, or will it just help everything transfer better, or adds resistance, I guess?
Yeah, it adds resistance, right? So it'll kind of make the you know how it kind of slips going around corners, the diff slips and everything?
Yeah.
It's going to tighten it up in there and make the tires go a little more.
So more traction.
Yeah.
You know, maybe a little more giddy up and go. Okay, good. Well, let's get this taken apart and we'll start on pulling out the diff, I guess. Look at the size of these shocks. Have you guys actually ever seen one of these in person? Look at that. It's like the size of my hand. How do you like the size of my hand? Right? Look at these shocks are huge, and the compression rate on there, even though I have the springs turned down, which is giving me a higher bounce rate, I guess I would say. Those are monsters, man. Yeah. They say big bore shocks are on like race cars and stuff, but that is a big bore shock. Large and in charge. Okay, so here's one of the things that I was having issues out in the field with. Check out this dog bone. You see this pin right here? It's basically fallen out right through, right? And I've always wondered, why the heck is this happening? And I know exactly why. It was explained to me and explained well. You'll see that a dog bone usually has a pin that goes from one side to the other. Gross, there's some sort of animal hair in there. Awesome. What's happening? You see this ring right here? This ring of paint has basically been worn off, right? And I'll get in closer so you can see this silver ring. And what's happening is the extension of the shocks, from what I understand at full extension when it's up, or no, that's not it. It's not it. See, we thought this was rubbing, and it is rubbing somewhere. This is rubbing on something causing heat. The heat is causing this ball to expand, which causes this pin to start pushing out. See, I can't push that in with my fingers right now, but I know if I hammered on it, I could. But I'm replacing these as well to get rid of that issue. You ever seen that happen before?
I have.
Yeah, I called Losi and told them about it, and they said it was the first time they had heard about it. Here, I figured I'd show you how this whole thing turns with that servo arm. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Not a lot of people get to see this size. You know, they see 10th scale and whatever, but they don't actually get to see a big 5th scale armature moving like that on how it would move those tires. That's a really neat piece of mechanical engineering, I think.
And the Servo Saver is actually down on this side over here.
Can you explain how that works at all?
Well, the Servo Saver is for when you're going to overextend. You know, if you're landing and jumping, it puts stress on the servo. It kind of has a spring in there to kind of take the load off a little bit.
So when that spring actually gets hammered, that's why we see, if I can zoom in a little right there, this is not a crack. This is actually the way it's engineered. So when it actually hits really hard, it just kind of spins, and that spring lifts it a little bit, trying to protect that whole servo from getting damage back on the horn here, so it doesn't go hammering it. Yeah, pretty cool, man, pretty cool. Okay, so we're looking at removing the sway bars off the front. Locked in there pretty tight. Good job. Nice. Slid right out. A little bit of rust in there. Yeah, stuck in there. Hey, good job. You can see that we'll remove the sway bar off the front to get to the front diff here. I also noticed here, this is a kingpin here. Hey, you can see the kingpin. That actually has the whole control arm on the front. Same on the back here. You can see a nice straight kingpin. I noticed when I went over here, yeah, two cameras seeing each other. Look at this kingpin in here. It's a little bit bowed, right in there. You can see that it's a little bit on the curved side like that. So we're gonna have to replace that for sure. So it really does show you that there was damage from the jumps that I was doing. It's not like tremendous damage. I didn't even notice it until we're taking it apart. I got a little bit of bowing in here. The chassis is totally fine though. Like, it looks straight. We just might have had like a temporary bend where it kind of warped that piece a little bit. I'll heat it up with the gun, probably melt it straight again. Make sure that chassis is straight when we take off the center diff. We'll be able to see it a little bit better. So many bits, man. Let's see which one fits. I got them in my hand. There we go. Just a few screws left. There we go. It's like a screwing festival, man. Yeah! I think your drill just farted. Okay, top plate back here. This is where that little spacer goes. This one here under this plate, right? So keep that in there. Removing the arms. Can I see that kingpin? Is it bent?
It is bent.
It is bent. Look at it. Focus, focus. There we go. So, I don't know. I can probably straighten that, but I'd rather just replace it, eh? I don't know. We'll see. Did you get it out? Go ahead.
Ready to go.
Okay, so we got the front diff out. Go ahead. Take that off. Everyone can see inside how big it is.
Bit of grease and dirt in there. Grease is still a little green.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I see it. It's nice. We'll put some marine grease in there. Keep her going nice. Oh, nice, actually. That grease is not too dirty. Surprisingly, and I've put this through a lot of construction sites too. That's good. Shows that it was sealed pretty well. Not bad, not bad. Nice and greasy.
Diff still feels really good, actually.
Oh, that's good.
But we're going to crack it open and have a look and make sure there's no damage regardless while we change the oil.
Yeah, good idea.
One thing to pay attention to is these are flanged bearings that you can see. There's a ridge.
Okay, that's what so everyone knows a flange. I see it. So these bearings have a lip on the inside. Yeah, I see it.
They have to go on a certain way because they want to fit right into this groove right in there.
Yeah, okay.
When you're going to do it.
Cool, yeah. See, always good to take pictures, or always good to have some sort of video on hand in case you have to go back and look at something that gets to be a little bit complicated. Not that I'm saying that this is part of that, but you know, it's a good idea just to make a log of what you're doing while you take something like this apart, of course. Center diff. Check it out. We finally have it removed. All 4 of the screws are on the bottom. I pushed them back in there just so we didn't lose them. We knew which ones were what. I showed this earlier, but check out the slop in my disc brake there. I think we tightened them up here, hey? If I said that before, I'll have to check it out in the editing process, but no big deal. I still wanted to cover that. Always make sure your disc brake is not tight. You just want to have it barely touching, but that's a lot of slop. The front diff gear, check that out. And spur gear is, I think that's steel. Man, it is a heavy beast. And huge. I don't even know how many teeth are on there. I'd have to count or read or look or something. Look at that. 2 disc brakes. Isn't that neat? You need a lot of braking power when you have a truck this heavy. 40 pounds. Wow. Okay, front turnbuckle. We want to get this actually where the tire is attached with the front hub, the lock nut there. We're going to get that out. There is a set screw in here, yeah?
Yeah, set screw inside here to hold the pin in, right?
Okay.
So pull the set screw out.
Releases the pin.
Then we can pull this out.
Yeah, okay, so we'll hold it good off to the side. I got it. Nice.
See the set screw right there?
Grub screw. Beauty. There you go. Nice. There we go. We lined up.
We are.
Yeah, I think I got it. You got her. Nice. Yeah, try again. You got it. You got her. You got her. Look at that. Nice job. Nice job. Want to yank that out. Nice job. Good. There we go. Release here. Look at the back. You can see the bearing is all actually pretty gross. I can't see the... yeah, there we go. Yep. Look at that. We're in... You can see it's pretty full of crud, hey? Back and forth. We can actually try to pull this out. Look at that. Make sure everything's lined up. Then the bearings there, right? Oh, almost. We almost got her done, eh? Flipping the view cam around here. The whole front has been taken apart. Got grass on here. Got everything in here. Dirt, hay, a little bit of fur from some animals.
All finished.
Good. So I'll disassemble this off camera. I gotta have a look inside the diff and, you know, kind of see if there's any damage, re-grease it, re-wash it. This whole thing, like I said earlier, it's going in the dishwasher, hey? Make sure to put it on a low cycle. Give it a little extra water, a little extra attention. Should come out nice and shiny. If you're a kid, make sure to ask your parents. If you're a bigger kid, make sure to ask your wife, you know. You don't want to get in trouble. You know how that goes. Special thanks to my friend Everett who came in today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No, my pleasure, man. This is a huge job. This would have taken me forever to do. Well, how long does it take to do a tear? This would have taken a day and a half.
A couple hours, few hours for sure, just to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, is what it took us to.
Yeah, how long?
Go on tag team in it.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh man.
We've been at this for hours. He came over. It's at 1 o'clock right now. It's 5:45.
Yeah.
So you know, like with a few breaks in between.
Good time though, working on RCs with buds.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. So you know, hopefully you can help me again in the future. The next thing I'm going to be doing, probably in the studio in the next few days, depending on how the schedule goes, is the, I think after I do all that, you know, work and stuff, I'll rip the diffs apart, re-oil them, clean them. I'll do all that off camera. I've done videos on that already. But the Dark Soul Racing dual servo mount, I'm getting closer to that. Hey?
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Excited to see that go in.
Yeah, me too. I think we'll start...
It's going to need some assembly.
Yeah, and yeah, man, as far as I understand, it utilizes holes that are already in the chassis. But that's right, my friends. We'll have dual servos for the steering up front that will be working in unison. I also have to look at the upgrades that I have for the front steering arms up here, especially for the Servo Saver, which would be incredibly important now. And, you know, until next time, my friends, you're always, I mention it every video, you're always welcome to go and check out RCSparks. There's a whole bunch of videos and photos and stuff, and RC addicts from all over the world, right? There's always a link down in the video description. Thanks, man. I really mean it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was cool, guys. So, okay, so until next time, an extra long video for you today. Hope you got to wrench on your RCs while we're working away, and we will see you in the next episode of RC Adventures.